Hello, beautiful creative soul, and welcome back to episode 8. I can't believe we're at episode 8 of Chakra-Care for the Creative Soul. And today's topic that I felt so strongly guided to speak to and chat about with you today is all about shifting from overwhelm and opening to magic and miracles. Because we're at this beautiful point on earth, this moment on earth where our choice really matters. And at the same time, also recognizing that there is so much hand on heart going on out there. Hello, my name is Pollyanna Blanco. I am your host today, and I am a sacred self care coach, a creative midwife who helps busy light workers like yourself to care as much for themselves as they care for the world while they're birthing their dreams. And every Sunday, I'm here to offer you a little bit of sacred self care and soul balm to help you get off to a great start for your week. So, overwhelm. Gosh, you know, when I love working with the chakra system as a map. I find it has really stood the test of time. And just the way we have a physical body, we also have these energy centers that interplay and extend beyond our physical body. They interplay with all the different sort of unseen bodies that relate to our emotions, our thoughts, our spirit, and beyond. And so acknowledging that we are so much more than what we appear to be, which is a physical being, opens the doorway in a profound way. I know it has for me to begin to shift out of overwhelm in those very human moments where the world, as Wordsworth would say, feels like it's too much with us. And so, hand on heart, just invite you to take a moment and really have compassion for yourself. And to notice whatever you've been noticing now in this moment, and maybe even reflecting over this past week, what has bubbled up for you, what has pulled at your attention, what has brought you joy, and what has pulled you out of joy. I love speaking about this topic of joy because it's been omnipresent in my life lately. This has been my practice, and so it's near and dear to my heart to share with all of you. And it's that whole experience of what is bringing you joy, and to be really paying attention to also what isn't bringing you joy. I know in my own experiences lately, it's been quite a litmus test to notice that where I place my attention takes me almost what I want to say, like, I don't remember. I know I've mentioned this before, but a choose your own adventure novel. I used to love those when I was growing up. Some of you may remember them, some of you may not. It's that choice point. Do I go this way or do I go that way? Now, we usually see that choice point in terms of do I go this way or that way as being about our physical steps. Do I turn right or do I turn left? I'm here to offer you the possibility to consider that our thoughts, are they asking us to go this way or that way? One of the ways I like to place things, because I find that playfulness helps me to lighten up, even when we're dealing with profound topics. And that is, when you're standing in the grocery store checkout line and you see all those, magazines, and a lot of them tend to be gossip rags, and you've got some time to pass. This is a practice. Is your eye gravitating towards what the headlines are saying on those, or are your thoughts, is your attention gravitating towards something else? And it's the same thing. I'm just sort of using this as an analogy with our own thoughts. Just because we think a thought doesn't mean we have to believe it. Just because we think a thought doesn't mean that it's even true. Just because we think a thought doesn't mean that it deserves our attention. Other than perhaps to say, thank you very much, I've got this, and to treat it almost like a gossip rag, that it's or perhaps even, if you heard someone trash talking someone else, that you wouldn't indulge it and feed it with your attention and energy. You just simply use it as a moment of clarity to say, thank you. Now I know where to place my attention, because placing it here actually is bringing me into a very different experience of being in the world. And so this is the daily commitment, dedication, focus, practice to notice what you're noticing. And this is what I've really been holding as a daily spiritual practice for myself. And it is a profound form of sacred self-care as I see it, because just the way you might share something outside of you with a friend and you'd want them to be attuned to you and just open to offering you their complete and full attention, because that feels so good. Offering yourself the same gift, in fact, starting with that, your presence, showing up for yourself, is beyond priceless. And I apologize, my stomach is gurgling this morning. So yeah, I'm gonna make sure I eat something more after this call. So if you're hearing this little noise in the background, I apologize. It's my stomach gurgling. Interesting. You see, the body's always speaking. So today, as I speak to this topic about what I've been learning along the way, what's been helping me to share it with you, with the intention of offering you some soul balm for this week as we move through these ever shifting times, I am going to be sharing a practice with you, a very simple practice with you that you can test out during our time together for a few moments and carry forward with you into the week. And so, hands on heart, this is, like I always share with you, a beautiful practice from my beloved spiritual teachers, Master Lady Kira Ra and wisdom teacher Sri Ramka. And it is such a simple presence practice, and yet it is at the heart of sacred self-care, really and truly. Because in those moments of overwhelm, when we can just pattern interrupt the moment by placing our hands on our heart, even before we begin a breath, an Ave Sa breath, or anything like that, I find just placing my hands on my heart is the gateway. It opens the door. It unlocks the door to the possibility of something even better. In my own humble experience along the way, overwhelm is very much connected to imbalances in our root chakra, our traditional root chakra, and the crown chakra. Oftentimes, we have closed off or imbalanced the way the energy flows through these two centers. And really, they offer us that beautiful circuit of energy that wants to flow throughout our entire physical body, that also ripples out beyond our physical body into our energetic body or our aura. And as we show up for ourselves, we then show up in the world, right? And so when our root chakra, which is oftentimes we associate it with our sense of safety and security, when we go into fear, and oftentimes too, this has a lot to do with, programming from our ancestry, from our past experiences, from our upbringing, uh, and even our society, our culture. It is this programming that oftentimes is under our radar. And so noticing those thoughts that come up, if they take us out of joy, if they bring us into fear or limitation, or even that, what I like to call that yes, but energy, which kind of feels like driving forward with the parking brake on. You don't get very far fast, and you don't enjoy the ride either, because there's oftentimes this part of us that gets excited about possibilities, that says, yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to create something. I feel inspired. And then the but energy comes in, and that but energy slams on the brakes, drops us back down into fear or hesitation or doubt or insecurity. And then we're left kind of spinning our wheels on the spot. And this is the root chakra piece of it that I just wanted to touch on today. And so then oftentimes when we're feeling that fear, instead of that classic book, Face the Fear and Do It Anyways, what happens is we literally, well, many things can happen. We can try to figure everything out with our brain. I think in my own experience, the most common thing I've noticed is two things. I've either gone into overthinking, the paralysis of analysis, which is where this yes but energy just keeps cycling and cycling. Because the other thing too is that if we don't name the emotion that we're feeling in the moment, it goes into the file folder. It goes into the subconscious file folder and goes into our body and anchors as fear of the future, anxiety, or even depression about, and unforgiveness about a past that we keep hoping for would have been better and isn't. And so as it gets pushed into that emotional file folder, we naturally default to thinking. We go up to our head, to our crown chakra. And interestingly enough, our crown chakra is about so much more than thinking. It's beyond thinking. It's about having that connection to the divine. Yet when we've got ourselves in the grip of thinking and needing to understand everything, the ego mind is that alarm system that says, okay, danger, danger. I need to keep myself safe. I need to keep myself feeling okay in the world, and the world isn't a safe place to be. So my ego mind kicks in full force, and it pinches off my access to trusting my divine guidance, which is truly what the crown chakra is for. So instead, we go into overthinking, and we often go into even sometimes disassociation. And this is where even our spirituality, instead of supporting us, can actually be a sort of a, I'm feeling guided to say this, it's a bit decadent, false spirituality. It's well intentioned, but it can be almost addictive in quality, where it is an escape from rather than a return to a reconnection with our true self, with an expansion of who we truly are. And in doing so, this can really leave us feeling ungrounded, even more unsafe, and just cycling through in fear and anxiety. And so, one of the things that, if we want to shift from overwhelm into magic and miracles, there is a bridge. And that's why my hands are still on my heart right now. Because while the root chakra and the traditional chakra system is all about that safety and security and survival, and the body, our physical body, needs that reassurance from us. It really needs to know that, hey, I've got, everything's going to be okay. Otherwise, it's just, we go to that brainstem part of us that just believes we're still being chased by a tiger. And when we place our hands on our heart is actually in the ascended chakra system, our true root chakra. And that connection to our heart chakra is where we begin to recognize, I am here in this now moment, and all is well. There's no tiger. I'm in a warm, comfy place. Yes, there are these thoughts. I can start to notice these thoughts that are moving around and around and around, that I've been noticing. I've been thinking a lot. And I can start to have compassion for myself that's noticing I'm in this predicament. I'm noticing I'm experiencing this over and over again. And the reassurance of my hand on my heart starts to build a bridge into that deeper remembrance, that deeper knowing. And the heart can also send reassurance to our lower human chakras, even if they're not fully on board yet, even if they still have some wobbles. It can send that unconditional love and compassion to them as they are having their experience. And so, I say this because oftentimes when we read about balancing our chakras, it can kind of feel like, because we come at the world from a linear, sequential kind of way, that we have to have our root chakra, sacral, and solar plexus chakras completely stabilized and balanced before we can fully open to the higher chakras. And I'm here to offer you today that, you know, ideally, it would be great to have all of them balanced and even stabilized first. And we can choose that in a heart's breath too. It doesn't have to take a long time. That's another trick of the ego mind. And if that perception is there, placing our hands on our heart can again pattern interrupt any of those limiting beliefs. And in this now moment, bring us right back to the truth, bring us right back to the knowing that all is well. And one of the things that I also want to share is that when we're opening to magic and miracles, it involves connecting with ourselves, not just our physical body, not just our thoughts, not just our emotions, our human emotions. It is about remembering our oneness with the whole entire cosmos, that this separate being that I appear to be is a beautiful expression of the oneness. And I came here to have a rich human experience. And then at some point, I'm going to return to the oneness once again, my soul wiser for having traveled this much further. And so when we're in fear, we are in separation. When we are opening to magic and miracles, we are moving back towards that sacred union within, that reconnection. And when we can surrender the mind's need to constantly know, to constantly want to understand and figure things out, and embrace the mystery and trust the mystery and trust ourselves in this now moment, then we can begin to activate what is here for us now. And my beloved teachers are talking about this. I encourage you to check out shriankira.com. We are still in that beautiful ring of fires they've been sharing with us since the solar eclipse and new moon about a week ago. And we're at the 0 point moment where we are the 0 point field of conscious co-creation. And if you want in any moment to create something more joyous, more peaceful, more loving, more expansive, rather than something that feels limiting and constrictive and fearful, you are the captain of your own ship. You get to choose that. Isn't that juicy good? And this is profoundly simple and sometimes not always easy for us to put into actual practice. There are so many inroads to recognizing and we oftentimes, I know for myself, I recognize it through felt experience, embodied experience. And that's why moving your energy today, getting outside in nature, cranking up the music, dancing. If you would like, I can also send you my chakra dance prayer for global healing. It's a 6-minute audio, and just you can get up and move however your body feels guided to move to it. Just email me below at info@pollyanna.blanco.com. I'd be really happy to send that to you. I know I've heard and received wonderful feedback from that. We just have to find what speaks to us. Today, what I want to share with you is a practice, and it's a beautiful practice from a book that I've just been diving into by Masuda Mohammadi, and it's called Unlock the Power of Your Chakras. And this is a meditation that I thought would be perfect for today. It's a mudra meditation, and it's for releasing the fear of the future so that we can open ourselves up to magic and miracles. And this is taken directly from her book. I'm quoting her here. that this meditation helps you to release fear and trust in the process of life. And the crossed thumbs help to neutralize the mind's anxious calculations to avoid fear and pain. The meditation will help you to move forward in life and connect more deeply with your heart center and your intuition. And this is where we're moving from the lower chakras, the human chakras, the ones that often have wobbles in them, and really trusting ourselves enough in this moment as conscious co-creators that we know where all the system dials are in us. We know how to operate and drive and steer the ship. So for this practice, you can sit in an easy pose. I'm in my chair right now. You might want to sit cross-legged in lotus position on the floor. Just honor your body and be comfortable. Ideally, you want to sit with your spine straight. And the mudra itself is, I'm going to describe it to you first, and then I'm going to show it to you. You're going to place the back of your left hand in the palm of your right hand. And I know this is probably looking different because I'm like a mirror image to you. So you're going to place the back of your left hand in the palm of your right hand. And then the right thumb nestles in the palm of the left hand. So there we go. Sorry, I'm the one flipping it around now because I'm trying to reverse it for you guys. So yeah, you're going to place the back of your left hand in the palm of your right hand. And then the right thumb, I'll do it this way like this. Yeah, there we go. The right thumb nestles in the palm of the left hand and the left thumb crosses it. So it looks like this if I turn it around. And then the fingers of the right hand curve around the outside of the left hand and hold it gently. Holding your hands in this way will give you a peaceful, secure feeling. It even feels that way right now when I'm doing it. And then you're going to place this hand mudra at your heart center with, again, the palm side resting against your chest. And your eye focus, you're going to have your eyes closed, but focused from inside at the brow point. So closed, and yet with the sensation of sort of gazing upwards. And I won't be playing the music while we're doing this because of copyright on YouTube. However, I invite you afterwards. You can listen to your favorite version of Dan Ram Das Gur, and I recommend. And you can do this for about 10 to 30 minutes. We're just going to play with it for a few minutes today before we close. And the beautiful thing about this mantra is it opens the heart and allows miracles to happen in all aspects of life, including health, home, and finances. So whatever you've been going through, know that you have this incredible energetic system in you, and you can turn on magic and miracles. I know the other day I was just working with another mudra mantra with a person in my group and Luminous Lightworker Facebook group, and she said that her anxiety released itself. So I do invite you to play with this experience for at least 5 minutes. And at the end of it, of course, you're going to just inhale deeply and relax. And the music for it is Jagdish, Miracles Abound. And so the mantra music, any mantra music, Jagdish, Miracles Abound. You can probably find it, on your favorite music platform. And it's a version of Dan Ram Das Gur. So I'm going to just check and see before we get started if there are any comments in the chat. And there aren't. Okay. So if you would like that mantra, if I've said it too quickly, or you're not sure exactly how to find it, or maybe you need the spelling of it, just send me an email at info@pollyannablanco.com, and I'd be happy to share it with you. So now I'm going to offer you a moment or two, literally hands on heart, but in this mudra position, like so, to just connect with yourself and send yourself love, peace, and joy in this now moment. And be open to the possibility of magic and miracles coming into your life with this practice. And I'm going to give you a little bit of music for that right now. here we go. And I'm hoping I'm giving you the right music right now. Let's see. If I'm not, I'll change it. Hello, everyone. I hope you found that soothing, restorative, and reassuring to your body. I can't emphasize enough right now how important it is to honor yourself with sacred self-care during these shifting times. It starts with being before doing. It starts with connecting to ourselves and really offering ourselves all we need within first before we go out into the world, and to really embrace ourselves as conscious co-creators. These practices are inroads that will nourish trust. They will nourish surrender to the mystery. They will invite possibility and miracles in, because when we experience on all levels of our being this profound presence and connection, then miracles are natural. They're available to us in every moment, and we can command the light of our awareness, the light of our presence. And when we start doing that within, it ripples out and we can share it beyond our own inner experience. It starts with us first. If you would like more support with your sacred self-care and making inroads into these practices and many others, I invite you to connect with me. Reach out to me at info@pollyannablanco.com if you have any questions. I invite you to join my Luminous Lightworker free private Facebook group, where there's lots of inspiration, and we do a tune-in Tuesday Now it's Tune In Thursday this week, but Tune In Tuesday normally every week. And I also have a Creating Calm in a Crazy World by Balancing Your Chakras online self-paced guided sacred self-care program with many audios, some videos that will really, really support you to shift from, being so focused out there to bringing the focus back in here so that you can really show up for yourself and activate and amplify and expand the truth of who you are through your sacred self-care. We are so much better together, and we've got this. So I invite you, hand on heart, to consider everything I've shared with you today and to keep finding your way through these shifting times so that you can shine your light bright and by caring as much for yourself as you care for the world. Thank you, beautiful creative soul. Be well, and looking forward to reconnecting with you, same place, same channel, next Sunday. Be well.